elementary friends. Thanks for joining me today. I've been thinking about you. I want to welcome you to math class. I'm Miss Jennifer, and I'll be quizzing you on your multiplication facts. Are you ready? What is 2 times 2? 4. Good. What is 5 times 5? 25. Good. What is 10 times 10? 100. Good. Okay, what is 421 times 5? Yeah, 2,105. How'd you get that? Good job today, class. That was fun. Multiplication makes me think of our story today. Our story is one you know. It's about a child who gave a gift to Jesus and Jesus multiplied it. But before I tell you our story, let's set our sacred circle. We use these symbols to remind us that God is always with us. We have the globe to remind us that God is the creator. We have the cross to remind us that God is the Son. We have the dove to remind us that God is the Holy Spirit. And we made a triangle. And what's in the middle of the triangle? That's right, love. Love is in the middle. Love holds the Trinity together, and love holds us together, even when we're not right beside each other. Okay, I think we're ready to hear our story. Jesus had been teaching all day long, and a large crowd had gathered. And it was time for them to eat. And the disciples said, Jesus, you've got to let everybody go so they can get something to eat. And Jesus said, no, let's feed them. And the disciples said, well, how can we feed them? We don't have enough food. And then a brave boy stepped forward with his lunch. He brought 2 loaves of bread and 5 fish. And he gave them to Jesus. Now, 2 loaves of bread and 5 fish were not going to feed this gigantic crowd. But in the hands of Jesus, Jesus' love made a miracle. And all of the people, over 5,000 people, were fed that day. That child gave what he had to Jesus, and Jesus' love made a miracle. Jesus multiplied the food. That means he made enough for everyone to eat and for there to be a lot of leftovers. When we give to God, God's love makes miracles happen with what we give. God grows or multiplies what we give. Think of the miracles God can do when we all put our gifts in God's hands. You may think your gift is small, but in God's hands, it can grow and do more good for others than we can ever dream of. I wonder what part of the story you like best. I wonder what part of the story is the most important. I wonder how the story would change if the person with the lunch was not a child, but a grown-up. I wonder if you would have shared your lunch too. You know, our church today is thinking about the gifts we give God. Sometimes we give the things we have, like food or toys or coats at Christmas time. Sometimes we help and we serve the church, like our first grade friends did last week when they read their Bibles as part of the worship services. We also give some of our money so that the church can help others and do good things. This is what we do when we're part of the church. Kids, I am so glad you are part of the church. Part of this church family. You belong. You serve God by loving others. And now I want you to remember that when we give our gifts to God, God makes them grow to share love with the world all around us. Okay, friends, I'll see you next time. You are a blessing, and we love you. Bye-bye.